So I got a Healtech auxiliary device that I want to add to my little Super Meteor here, and I'm going to have to go through the headlight, I think, to plug it in. So I don't know if this is going to work, but if I can do it, anybody can. So let's see how far we get. First thing I'm going to need to do is take out the bolts on the screw out of either side here. When you pull your screws out, it looks like they've got a little shaft on it. I don't know if that'll come off or not, but just be careful. So to pull this, or to open this, you need to pull it out from the bottom, and then it should drop down. There we go, from the top. So it just has a little hook here that hooks it to the top. And we're going to need to take out the plug here so that we can drop this whole assembly. When you try to pull this out, there is a tab at the very top up here that you need to squeeze, which will lift up the trigger and release it so that you can actually pull it fully out. Okay, now we need to take this entire plastic shroud off, which is that little thing in there, which I think is an Allen key. Let me see if I can find one that fits. Okay, I thought it would be a 3mm, which is this one right here, but that's a little too small, so it's probably like a 3.5. But if you have the Imperial, it's 1/8, which is this one right here. That'll fit. With that out, you should be able to just pull this straight back, and you can see the wires are nicely coiled back in there. Looks like they've got them zip tied in, which is good, except I need to get to this guy back here. This is the auxiliary plug. So let's see if this matches what I've bought. I went ahead and purchased two different plugs because I wasn't sure exactly what would fit. This is the one that will. I'll put in a screenshot of what this actually is. This, while it is close, it's not quite right. The plug is similar, but it's not the right shape. So as you can see, that fits on perfectly. Now all I have to do is get some extra wire and make this connection correct. It does give you the pins and little gaskets to go in. So you've got the complete kit here. It's just if you're not used to doing electrical stuff, it might be a little intimidating. Since I don't do electrical stuff, it's going to be intimidating. So because I have to make this, I need to make sure that I get the wires positive and negative correct. And it looks like positive is on the left side of the clip and negative is on the right. Okay. So I knew I wanted to do a lot of electrical stuff on this bike, adding accessories, and I overestimated the thickness of wire that's required. This is a 14 gauge, I believe. I think that's what that says. Yeah, 14 gauge. Yeah, that's a bit too thick. So I have some electrical wire left over from working on my van. I'll see if anything there is a little more compatible. Yes, luckily I have something that is much more compatible with what I need. Now I just need to go and measure how much of a length is required. Since I'm dyslexic as all get out, I figured it'd be better to go ahead and mark this before trying to assemble it, just to make sure that I remember to put the positive on the left and the negative on the right. Because of course, when you're plugging stuff in from the wrong side, it'd just be my luck to get it all mixed up. So just took a little Sharpie and scribbled on it. Nobody's going to see it except me. Maybe. Maybe not. Anyway, that's my trick for myself. So after watching some YouTubes, I'm taking the male prong here and slid on the little insulator before I did anything else. Got the ends free of the insulator, the black insulator. And now I've got to crimp the wire to the prong and the little prongs at the bottom to hold on to the jacket at the bottom. Can I say bottom one more time? I'm going to put it on the bottom. Okay, she ain't pretty, but she's crimped and it's tight. I don't have the proper kind of tool for this, you know, have the right crimper, but that little guy didn't do too bad. Focus, here we go, focus, there we go. So now I just got to slide the jacket up. No, now I got to put it into the this dude, and then I can slide the waterproof up. So I am hoping that if I'm looking inside correctly, if what I'm seeing is right, the prongs on this will have to go down when inserted into that. Let's see if that works. Okay, kind of clipped in. I think that black side needs to be straightened a little bit, but can I zoom in? How close can I get? Whoa, too close, too close. Okay, that's better. Yeah. Looks like the positive went in, but the negative is just not being nice. So let me see what I can do better. So it appears that the bottom tongue there got smooshed over when I was trying to smoosh everything else, so I gotta find some way to unsmooshify it. I gotta find something tiny. This will be interesting. Hey, I got it unsmooshed. It's locked in. It still looks a little funky-fied, a little crooked. But I'm going to go see if I can plug it into the bike, and hopefully that will be right. All right, success. The red is on the red, and the black is on the black. Everything snapped into place. Now all I got to do is tuck it in and run the wires. Okay, so to make routing easier, I have put some shrink wrap close to the end of the terminal here, and then I just used some electrical tape and wrapped the rest of the length so that it's easier to push through and secure along the route. Okay, so I took the bolt out of the back side of the tank, which was here, and that was a 10 millimeter. So now I want to lift up and take a peek under and see the best place to run that wire so that I can get it down here and eventually hook it up to this Thunderbox. Okay, with the handlebars at a full right, since this is coming out of the left, I made sure that there's plenty of give there. I went behind this and underneath, and then I ran it directly under the tank to come out just above the spine there. And that it's between the support here and the spine, so it should have plenty of room without any binding, and it shouldn't drop onto the motor at all because it's held up over there. That's the theory. Okay, I slipped the Thunderbox in here and glued it down, and I didn't want to go too far back because this plastic actually ends about in line where this is, so most of the adhesive is actually on the plastic now, and I didn't want to get too close to this because I still wanted to be able to put a wrench on it if necessary. So now I just gotta take this wrap back and put a different type of terminal on this so that I can match them up, and I'm hoping that will mean everything is lined up. That's Mr. Frackaroo coming to inspect the work. Do you approve, sir? Yeah? Did I do a good job? Yeah, don't knock off my plate, please. Psst. Leave it be, sir. Yeah. Okay. Get back to work. Alright, so I got these push terminals ages ago, And the beauty of that is you can see when they are both fully engaged. That left one's a little off, but there's still plenty of wire in there to accept a charge. So that should be good. I'm gonna wrap all this up in electrical tape and stuff it in the bottom and button everything back up. So I kind of ran out of daylight, and by the time I buttoned everything back up, I didn't really have time to mess with doing this. But this is what the Thunderbox is supposed to power, is the Aoocci C6 series. This is a dash cam with 2 cameras, front and back. Well, 1 camera up front, 1 in back, 2 total. And it also has a tire gauge, or not tire gauge, what am I thinking? What's the word? Tire sensors. Make sure you have enough air in your tires. I thought that was kind of cool. So yeah, this is what I'll probably end up trying to hook up tomorrow. So see you in a second. Well, for me it'll be like, you know, a full 12 to 16 hours because I'm gonna go to sleep and you're just gonna see a blank, and you know, anyway, blah. I'll see you in a minute. Yeah, sorry, I'm a smartass. Okay, so when last we left, I put in the Thunderbox there. We hooked everything together, wrapped it all up, and now we have places to plug shit in. And this is what all that effort was for. This is the Aoocci thing. I don't know what to call it. It mirrors your phone. Let's see. So I have, it's a dash cam for bikes. So I've got 2 cameras there. And various plugs and bits, which I probably won't need. And then we've got the unit itself and other shit. So I need to put this on the handlebar and I'll be right back. Okay, I put the little unit right here off to the side so that I can mostly see the speedometer. I don't really use a tripometer, it's kind of silly. The wires are cut off, and all I gotta do now is stick it in this little dude here. Let's see if I can do this one-handed and film at the same time. Lift up my little door. Come on, lift up. Up! Lift up, 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 up. Come on. Ah. Hold on. Okay, it's up. Let's see. This is the negative. Let's grab the negative wire that I just dropped and pop it in there ever so slightly. It's bottomed out, and close that door. And now, yank on a little bit, it's done. So, now the scary part. Did I do it right? Let's cut on the bike and find out. Oh, okay. Issue number 1. Getting the key back in there. Okay. Can't put it there. Let's reroute that and try again. Okay, that's up a little bit higher now. So my stuff is on there. But I'm not seeing that. Oh, it is blinking. Yay, so it's getting power. That's good. I may have to actually cut the whole engine on. Okay, so we're here in neutral. Let's let it circulate. Okay. Oh, no, there it is. Dude, it worked. Sweet. All right, let's hook up the cameras and see what it's like. All right, let's try this again. We've got that in place. I have wired up the camera to be right there. Let's see what it looks like. So this is glued on right here. I don't know if I trust the glue because it's on a curved surface, but you know, you do what you have to. So I ran it back behind here. I want to run it behind the seat. This should have plenty of clearance between these bolts that are raised. I don't know about this though. I'm afraid that's going to get smushed under the seat. If it does, I might have to run it down between this brace in the fender. I don't know. So I'm going to tidy up the inside here, put the seat on, and find out what's what. Okay, part one of the tidy. I ran the main cord that goes to the battery. I coiled it up, put both of the positive and negative things together with a little bit of sporadic electrical tape, and I'm just leaving it there. This gives us plenty of room still to move. The main part that goes to the unit, I ran underneath this wire and then down into the body itself and under to come out below this main support here, which is the same place that the Heelmaster does. Then I ran it up to the spine along with the original line that I run earlier and over here, and I'll eventually figure out what to do up here. So now we get to do the camera. Okay, here is the final run for the camera cord. I went from gluing it down there below the light, run up under the seat. There's plenty of room here. The seat is on pegs, so this is never going to be hit. I then coiled everything under here, coiled all this extra cable, and ran it under here, attached it there, put it through this little clamp, and then this is the actual connection point. So that leaves the controller. I think this is the controller. Oh, no, this is the front camera, which I can't install yet. Let's see, power I've put down to the right of the ignition key slot, underneath all of that stuff, and hooked it up here after coiling it around. So this is all connected to the other power cord that I hooked up to the headlight, and that runs over here and is hooked into that thing there and la-di-da. So I know that's clear as mud, but it's done. I can't hook up the front camera because the mounting area that I want to put it is not flat, and that is in a very delicate area. And what I want to do is put a let me show you. I need to put here we go. I want to put a plate between these two bolts here. I'm not sure what size those bolts are. Don't think they're M8s. I'm going to run up to Ace tomorrow and see if I can get those sized and get a little metal plate that I can then put the camera on. And then that'll just be easy to run up to the connection up here. The last connection is the controller, right? Yeah, controller. And I'm not sure if I'm going to put that on or not. I might, since I'm here. What the heck, let's do that. Is that a nice spot, Mr. Frackaroo? Do you like being in there? Okay, so back to the bike. I put on the controller, and the thing with the controller bits is the clamp comes with a bunch of little inserts, and for the standard handlebar on here, it's thicker down here and of course slimmer up here. So that means that you have to put in slightly different inserts. Focus, come on, get in there. There we go. So in the front, I've got the main big piece, big insert. Can you show? You can't really see it. Anyway, the back piece has the main one, a skinny one, and the tiny one. Plus, I wrapped the handlebar really up here with some electrical tape, just to give it a little extra grab, and then tighten it down really good. It's not a perfect fit, but it works. So now all I gotta do is run that. Okie dokie, we're going to use these to mount the front camera underneath the front fork, which is going to go right under there. First things first, got to clean the metal. Next thing to do is to make sure that the little dot is facing up. Smoosh that piece of metal down into the sticky stuff as hard as you can. Use both hands. These are M6 by 1 thread count. A lock washer and a regular washer. Just use a 10mm wrench to tighten those up. Take off the protective plastic there. And now we just got to hook it up. Okay, this is coming in from underneath there, up. I kind of wrapped it around this stuff because I didn't have any more zip ties right this second, and that'll keep it out of the way. Hooked it into the front camera connection, and now we get to test. Okay, that's pointing way too high. And there we have it. We got the front, we got the back, side by side, side by side. I think we're doing pretty good. Yay, it's done. So I guess the moral of the story is, if I could do it, then anybody can. It took several days. It took a lot of different ordering of things that I didn't expect I'd need. I ordered more than I actually should have bought because I was going to do a completely different power route, but I got it done. Really all you needed was that Sumitomo plug to go to the auxiliary plug in the headlight, and the Healtech, and that was really it. You probably could get away with not using the Healtech, but I do recommend it because it is an excellent product to use if you want to add a lot of different accessories. So like eventually I'm going to add some extra lights and maybe a couple other things. So go ahead and get one. It's definitely worth it. I'm not affiliated by any means. I'm just a happy customer. So I hope this helped. I showed a lot of my mistakes as well as the things that went right, and hopefully that will help somebody who's never done this before, just like me. So have a great weekend. Get out there and ride, and I'll see you next time.